dude, let's grab him in the brisket and let's grab a cold beer and take a drink. Hey guys, this is grabbing the brisket.
Oh, it's so cold when it hits the. It's just
I'm
money.
excited about tonight. It's gonna be a good
Let's
one.
go.
Yeah, we got a nice interview planned with you guys.
You guys. Hey, you guys. I'm just kidding.
Right.
So who's on tonight?
So we got Kevin Bludso with Bludso's Barbecue. You guys, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you might not
know who he is.
You know who he is.
You know who he is.
This guy has been all over. We joke around. We say celebrity judge. He's been on Bar Rescue. He's been on the hit Netflix series
American Barbecue Showdown.
Barbecue. We've had a few contestants on that show. He was one of the judges on that. Super chill dude. I mean, when you listen to this guy on all this, I mean, I'll be honest, like the funny sayings that he comes up with, I'm like, how do you think of this? You know what I mean? So if you've seen some of his TV shows, but it's his character. It is not. I say it's character.
Not his character. It's him.
Yeah. I mean that's who you get, and it's going to be an exciting interview for us. Hopefully we don't fuck it up.
We never do.
No,
We're professionals.
It'll be fine.
Professional.
We'll do a great job. You will do a great job, James.
Yeah, we will all do a great job, but we'll get back to it. Hey, grabbing the brisket, man. This is we're 201 episodes deep. I know 200 was
kind of a shit show.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Did we celebrate a little
We had
bit
fun.
for
We
us?
had-
It was good. It was good. I listened to it.
I thought it was great.
But
The
I listened.
celebratory drinks were in full effect. I think I showed up about 8 drinks into it, which may have. But here's the deal: like there were plenty of people Ubering.
Did you say poop?
Yeah, there were
said
plenty.
poop.
There were plenty of people Ubering out of here that night, just because they're like, we can't drive. So you know what? All in all, it was a great 200th episode.
I feel like
I think
this
it was
is our
great, too.
200th though because Alex wasn't here for it.
I was just
You know
going to
what
say,
I mean?
Alex, you weren't here. Is there anything you want to say reflecting on the last 200 episodes? Because you didn't get a chance last week.
Well, everybody talked about their favorite, event or episode. I thought Austin was great.
Austin.
I think that was the consensus.
The chive,
Yeah.
I really liked Austin.
dude.
No, Austin Rodeo or
slide?
Austin Chive?
The chive.
The
Hey,
chive.
Oh,
that
okay.
slide.
Austin Rodeo was cool too, but
That slide, bro.
I didn't go down it.
You did.
I did.
You did.
It's because all you bastards have office jobs. If you break your leg, you can still go to work.
Yeah, John, you did. When I went down, I caught air. I came up off of that damn bottom. I felt like I was hovering around about 1.5 or 2 feet. But when I put my feet down, it launched me into like a different. I think that's what it was. My feet went down too early, and it launched me up. Dude, I got some height.
I'm pretty sure James is the only one that had to do a stop, drop, and roll at the end. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did see that. Very shameful, James.
No, it looked good. It looked good.
honestly, I do not feel ashamed. So cheers to everybody, and cheers to everybody that's listening along. Hopefully, you're not driving. Guys, let's slide in. We got Kevin coming up here in a few minutes. I think we got a few bills that we need to pay. Let's slide right into our commercial break, and then we're going to bring Kevin in.
Before that, let's do some hot off the grill barbecue news.
Oh, I like how you do that. I like
know why I
how you
always
just
get
change
the
the
order,
narrative.
Right, yeah.
We discussed the order.
Stick with me,
and
kid.
I'm just
We actually have
straight up,
something that
let's
tells us
go.
what's going on.
Look.
But James still can't get it right. It's weird.
Oh yeah, and he also wrote it.
Yeah, he also wrote this.
So
Sorry,
I'm
James.
excited to get to
It's like
this
an
interview.
oxymoron.
Hey, we're all excited about this thing. Real quick, just a couple things. Talking to Kel, I always reach out to Kel to ask him, like, hey, what's the news? Because I guess I don't know what the news is. And he
is the
says
news.
this. He says there's a huge trend with the pizza ovens, and apparently a lot of places are already selling out of these pizza ovens for the summer. So if you want a pizza oven, go get one, or just go get a pizza stone or one of those kind of things and just put it on the barbecue pit you already have. A Weber can be a great pizza
That's right.
cooker.
That's
so
right.
You don't
Get
have
the
to go
Weber
buy a
attachment.
special pizza oven.
I've seen people go and buy the concrete blocks, right, and then put them in their Weber grills and heat these concrete just what do you call it? Like stones up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stone, right? And they've already sanded down a little bit. They've already done what they need to do. It's still porous, but man, they're making great pizzas off of them.
100%. Yeah. And pro tip: heat it up with your grill. Don't wait till your grill's ripping hot and throw it on there.
Nah, that's how it breaks.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. Hey, but you know why though?
Because I don't know, it gets hot too fast, and
So
molecules
everything
expand
holds
and the blah, blah, blah,
moisture.
and,
Everything
It's
holds
the
moisture, and that's why
it holds.
So if you
John,
do,
you already knew
if
that.
you
Right,
do it
yeah.
in the very beginning,
If you do it at the beginning, then
yeah. Why are you repeating what I'm saying? I don't understand what's happening. Okay, so it's the moisture, right? So do it in the very beginning. You're welcome.
yes. Pro tip.
Let's go.
I didn't know why, but I did know you're supposed to heat it up with your.
That's why.
Yes. Okay. The only other thing is the Sauces of Honor competition is still going on. You got a couple weeks left to get your sauce entry in for that.
Do you think we should enter?
Yeah, 100%.
We have a sauce.
I think everyone should enter.
We have a sauce though.
Correct.
If you look at the Austin Rodeo, we came in ninth place.
Out of like 4,000 teams, so
I mean,
we probably
it doesn't
win.
matter. It doesn't matter how many teams.
No, I'm just saying, like it does matter,
but there was a lot of teams.
There was a lot of teams. You're right, and we did really well. So we should enter.
We should enter.
Everyone should enter. If you're hearing this, you should enter.
And our that was like a shit show of us putting this all together. So
That was round
the fact
2.
we got ninth
That
was,
was the
pretty
second
good.
batch.
Can you imagine what the first one would have done?
I don't know.
Bruh.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to the episode. It was the
Listen to the
Austin
Austin
Rodeo recap. So fun episode, fun competition. And that's pretty much all I got for the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news.
I love how he says barbecue pizzas.
And let's pay some bills for sure.
Yes. Brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual-sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high-heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high-torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick-draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoe.com.
Hey, I'm Hansel Zarin from the BFYTW podcast, here with my buddy Stevie.
Hey, what's up?
And Augie.
Hey.
And we're here to, first of all, categorically deny the rumors going around that all we've been doing lately is copying other podcasts. This is categorically untrue, and we deny it completely. Having said that, please enjoy the rest of the Grab 'em in the Brisket podcast. And when you're done, feel free to check out our new project, Pull 'em in the Pork Chop, a barbecue podcast with beer reviews, barbecue recipes, swag, and so much more. Pretty sure it's never been done before.
Oh, that's fantastic. If you guys haven't listened to the BFYTW...
The pull 'em in the pork chop?
Yes.
Let's go.
Their promos crack me up.
Dude, I love that. Hey, you just check out the pull 'em in the pork chop
Do we just send them a cease and
versus
desist?
the grabbing the brisket. Hey,
No, these guys
bro,
are great.
You just, listen, that's our new shirt. We're going to send that out.
Pull them in the pork
Yeah,
chop.
pull them in the pork chop.
It's so good. If you haven't listened to their podcast, though, it's BFYT. Because fuck you, that's why. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
They're funny as shit. I'm pretty sure they're either stoned or drunk the entire time, but they're funny as hell. You need to check out their podcast.
Well, who's not?
They're like
Of course.
us.
Well,
So-
we're definitely
Maybe
some of
we
those.
should collab with
Hey,
them.
We probably should.
Just pull them in the pork chop.
And theirs is like a game show. Each episode is a different game show. They do different games on there. It's just funny. It's a
Yeah.
funny show.
That's badass.
Well,
That
without
is
further
nice.
ado, I think it's time for the Grab the Brisket.
Beer review.
Good harmony this time, guys. You're stepping it up.
Hey, we have the Forbidden Fire Whiskey Barrel Aged Imperial Cinnamon Ale, 17.1% alcohol by volume.
17?
Is this real?
Yeah.
This is a real deal. This is
Is
the one
this
that
real?
Alex reached out and said, "Hey, we need to try this." I was like, "Bro, I already bought it."
The vicious
bought it.
cinnamon whiskey. All right, I mean, let's look at the artwork here. All right, let's just where
Yeah,
we
and
seeing
so
here?
it comes in a tall box that fits two 12-ounce cans.
Just two beers.
That's all you need.
I thought it was going to be like a tall boy or a bottle or something. It's two 12-ounces.
I already have an
No,
expectation.
I knew it was 212.
Just smelling it
On the
what I think
back,
it's gonna
right? So,
taste like.
so I'll do the artwork real quick. Dude, this is. I'm actually watching a show on like I don't know, like Netflix or something. It looks like people like this right here. It looks money. It looks very futuristic. Artwork is phenomenal. This is like a beer you take to the Renaissance Festival. Right? This looks very Renaissance-y at the very front, right?
Marnus always has really good artwork.
Their artwork's
Their
killer.
artwork's amazing. I cannot get over the 17.1.
Yeah, this is from their barrel aged line. Which when we went out there, they showed us their room with
Yeah.
nothing but whatever this
All
stuff
the,
is.
yeah, all the barrels.
17.1. On the back here, it says...
Don't ruin that box. I want to keep it.
It says about the beer. It says,
Whiskey.
what you're holding in your hands is the highest ABV beer we've ever created. It was born out of love for cinnamon whiskey that quickly turned into a unstoppable desire to consume all. This is amazing, right? From the desire was born a mission to create our own spin on the extraordinary fiery brew. Our version, Forbidden Fire, has a base beer that we use to call Firecello. I hope I'm saying that correct. Firecello. We took that base and aged it in whiskey barrels for 3.5 months. And now you're having this. These guys are the mad scientists.
That smell.
Jan, give it a taste. Give it a smell.
What do you
Give it a
smell?
Give it a
I
taste.
smell.
I want to go first on this.
I smell hot tamales. Is what I smell.
Dude, no, I smell
Hot
something
tamales.
different.
No,
I
it's
smell something different.
It's hot
That
cinnamon.
smells like hot tamales.
Like
He's talking about the
apple
candy.
pies.
yes,
He's
the hot
talking
tamale
Oh,
candy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
the
okay,
candy.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm definitely getting a cinnamon apple pie right now. But Alex, we're letting you go first.
Oh,
This tastes like Red Hots,
That's what he's saying.
which are kind of like the hot tamales, like you're saying,
yeah.
and moonshine.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that
Yeah.
flavor a little bit.
I think you hit the nail on the head there.
I think it's just because of how alcoholic it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
God.
it's tasty.
this is so much smoother than I thought it was going to be.
This is the smoothest like barrel aged beer I've ever had.
And it's 17%.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Hold on. I just can't get over this. Hold on.
Trouble.
Take a picture of this because nobody's gonna fucking believe me when I tell them about this. This is an apple. This is an apple something right now.
Is there apple in there?
I get
It doesn't
Red
matter. It
Hots or
smells
hot
like it.
tamales.
It has that same cinnamon
smell it.
spice you would have on like
You
spiced
smell it.
apples.
I'm not getting apple. I'm getting some of those pairing
You don't taste
flavors
it.
you're talking about,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know what you're saying.
You don't taste it. You just smell it, right?
It burns your lips a little bit. But not in a bad way.
No, I mean it is way tastier than I thought it would be. It's way smoother than I thought it was going to be.
Oh my god!
Right? It's I know we're all just sitting here just like basking in this.
This may be the greatest beer ever created.
Well, first of all,
Seriously?
if,
No,
if
I-
you
I'm
haven't
being
listened to the
serious.
podcast
If-
before, Jan usually gives it a rating that's no lower than its alcohol percentage.
Yeah.
So if it has a 17%,
Right. What I'm saying to you is what they've done. Like if you look at everything they've done to this is Martin House. This is a brewery that puts out 100+ different beers a year. Okay? But this is a campfire drink. This is a drink you drink. This is a drink you give your kids
No. Okay. You were
let
doing
them-
good.
Just because there's a little sweetness
you
to
were
it.
doing
No,
great, but
yeah.
you
This is
just
a
lost
drink.
everyone.
You let them let your kids have a little sip of this little
No,
bad
that was
boy.
last week's beer. That was like 2% alcohol.
Right.
It's a
Let me-
drink.
let me
it's a
paint the
drink.
picture.
It's a drink where your kids
Can-
are like
can I-
teething and
can
you
I
just rub it on
paint-
their
Yes,
gums.
exactly.
Yes, there you go.
Like, can I have little nummies up here? Like, can we just talk about this for a second? This is a drink you give your kids a drink of, right? Like, here's a sip by the campfire. We're camping. It's a hot July night. This is a drink you come out with. It's ice cold. It's refreshing, dude.
Daddy, I can't
I
feel
can
my
feel,
face.
I can
It's
feel the
sleepy.
back of my brain just starting to bubble a little bit. This is phenomenal.
This is awesome.
That's good.
Why would you not want to drink this drink?
They only put this out like one time a year, or what's going on?
I don't know if
there?
they've done this before or
This
not.
is called
but
a
this is good.
campfire.
We're gonna have
This
to write them a strongly worded letter to say include this more often.
How long is this aged for? Like, can you only get this every
It
few
said on
years?
there.
It
Or-
says
3.5 months in the
3.5
whiskey
months.
barrel.
Oh, okay.
This is family time, and everybody in the family is getting snockered in like 2 sips. You know what I mean? This is phenomenal.
Jen, have one more sip and then let us know what your rating is.
This
Get
is
a score
this is
from
like
I want to hear what you. I want to know
It's
what
like
your
a
score
Christmas
is.
beer. Like you're sitting by
it
the
does.
fireplace.
It does have a lot
the
of
Christmas
This
tree.
is, this is a 9.9.
Woo!
9.9?
This is a
Man.
9.9 beer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. If you're not trying to like put this in perspective, you're never going to have another beer like this. This is the only one they're putting out. Like, and you think of how smooth it is. Like, maybe you're not a cinnamon person. I get that. But if you are a cinnamon person, like if you're thinking like this doesn't taste stout to me, I could drink 10 of these.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
I
you're
wouldn't-
slamming Fireball and
Yeah.
Jack, was it Fire Jack or whatever the Jack Daniels
Yeah.
version of this here? If you're slamming that all day,
If that's
Boom.
what you're wanting,
Even if you just occasionally like that,
right?
You don't need to be slamming it all day.
This
Like
right
if you
here.
just occasionally
true.
like to have those, you can still.
That is true.
this is a 9.9.
You could just pour shots of this.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of like Red Hot's candy and all that kind of stuff. But with that being said, I'm going to give this a 9.7.
Dude,
It's
up top.
really good. Like
I mean,
if-
how do you beat this?
If it's 17%, if you're having a barrel aged cinnamon beer like this, what could they do different that you would make you give it a higher score?
If
I
you
mean,
and your kids aren't enjoying this on a hot
Why
July
did you bring
night,
up the kids?
there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
Stop.
Get your life together. Figure out like what's going on.
It's almost like a
but this
spiked
is
up.
phenomenal.
What is it? Wassail?
yeah,
Wassail.
yes,
Yeah.
Vassal.
Wassail?
Wassail.
Yep.
It's
What the
almost like
fuck is a
spiked,
wassail?
spiked up version of that.
Yeah.
Waffle?
It's a German kind of drink.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like Glühwein? It's like that red warm
Yeah.
wine, but it has that kind of spice in it. This is that kind of spice that's inside of
Yeah,
it, the
it's that
cinnamon
Apple
spiciness.
cider.
Yeah.
Hey, you hear that?
I get the apple cider.
Hey.
I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. With the
You
other
hear
shit,
that?
They
My
cook
ears
it
are starting
in
to
a
click a
crock
little
pot.
bit.
Okay.
warm.
Right?
Alex,
This stuff is.
Alex, you're up.
You hear
Do
the
not let
clicking?
them sway your
though.
score.
No, I'm not. It's
You shouldn't.
I am not as high.
You
as
have
they
your
are.
own score.
I do. It's an 8.6.
Dude, 8.6
great
is a
score.
great
It's
score.
good.
It's a great
really,
score.
and I love Fireball.
Holy smoly!
But this is good. I
Yeah.
mean,
Do you like this more than Fireball?
I do.
And you only give it 8.6? Because you love your Fireball.
I do
I
love
feel like,
Fireball.
I feel like
'cause
you
it-
should have went last on this one. Then just reflect on what you just said, James. Can we get your
so
score
everybody
real quick?
can like
Hey, you can't-
influence
No,
me.
I'm
now?
just
Yeah, I
kidding.
feel like we should
No,
beat up
no,
on
no,
Alex a
no,
little
no,
bit.
I'm
Don't
just
tell
kidding.
us the
I'm
score.
just kidding.
When I take a sip, I have a score, and
Yeah.
that's where I stick.
Hey,
I feel like we still need to write this shit down.
I respect it, brother. We do. John writes it
We
down.
say it every fucking week.
I write it down in my head before you guys start giving numbers to this point.
And then I have to start like not listening to everybody else's score. I'm like, oh shit, am I wrong?
Hey, did your whole like chest just get really warm? It
Yes.
feel like you just
Yes.
like, hey, it's okay. It's 32 out. I feel warm.
Right.
All right, James, what you got?
Ooh, man.
You want John to go?
No, I'll jump right in there.
James is gonna knock it.
I'm not going to knock it. I'm going the
Liar,
opposite.
liar.
I'm going the opposite direction. I actually like this. This is very just for me, like I mentioned earlier, like the Vassal, the cinnamon cider. You know, with the it like you said, it does have an apple.
Yeah.
Almost
Smell
like
to it,
a,
right? Apple
a
pie
little
smell.
bit. I don't know what it is, but I am going to go a
Flavors.
solid.
James.
I'd like to go a solid number on this. I really would.
You got to go higher though.
But
James.
I'm going to go 9.9.
Let's go, James.
Man,
Damn.
what's wrong with you guys?
Let's go, dude. Right. I'm looking right now. Hell yes. Hell,
I wish
feel like
they
John
had
and I
this
are
at
fixed to fuck
HEB.
this
I
up.
would get another one.
I feel bad now.
bro.
Oh, what's wrong with you, John?
You know what?
no.
Just take another smell and take another sip.
Don't change your score. John's a 6.
I'm not going to change my score.
John's a 6-3
Just-
on this.
no.
Just taste it and go.
No, I have a score that was in my head before you started. I've tasted it. Here's my deal.
As he takes another sip.
It's good. It's delicious.
Yeah. Delicious.
If you don't
He
want the
said
rest, I'll drink it.
delicious.
No, I'm going to finish this shit. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
Remember back in the day when it was a 90-second beer review that we
We
couldn't talk
split.
about it anymore?
the 5 of us split 2 cans.
Yeah.
I don't think I could finish a can of this.
So you're docking
Shit.
it?
No, I'm not
Pussy.
docking it. I'm just
Okay.
saying
What are you saying,
it's
John?
a bit.
Oh my God! Here we go.
It's
Look.
too much.
It's just, yeah, it just is what it is. This is almost alcohol.
It is alcohol.
This is
bro.
almost just drinking booze at this
I
point.
feel like right now.
Why
we're
is
splitting-
that a bad?
I feel
I'm
like
saying,
we're
where's the downside?
Hey, we're
What's happening
splitting.
here?
We're splitting hairs right now, and you're like you're on one side of the fence, and we're on the other side.
John would
Yet-
rather have a Bud Light.
but yet we're talking about the same damn thing.
I'm just saying. Okay,
All right,
I'm just not
having
feeling
one-
it the way you guys are.
You're
That's all I
having-
can say.
What's
You're
your score?
having 112 and
Yeah, what's your
just call
score?
it a night. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just like boom.
How'd you like to go to a party?
That's what
Just
I'm
drink this
saying.
one beer and
Can
you're
you
good.
Can you imagine going somewhere and going, hey guys, hey, what'd you bring? I got my beer here.
I got my box
That's
of beer.
all I want.
It's true. You could have that little box of beer and
kill
probably be
it.
good.
Hey, so what's your score?
Having settled that, I'm an 8.0.
All right.
Okay,
That's a rookie.
That's
I'm sorry. That's what
rookie
popped
score.
in my head.
Hey,
it's a round.
It's not a
number, it's
7.9.
low.
no, it's not,
And it's not 8.1.
Oh, it's way more.
No, it's an 8.0.
The fact you
This
ate,
is a great beer.
the
It's
fact
definitely
that you,
going to be in the top 10.
the fact that you ate it, or I'm sorry, you
Just ate it.
Yeah, you
8.0'd it.
Yeah, you ate it.
Hated it.
Uh,
Hated it.
sucks.
Jan, can
Yeah.
you apologize to Martin House for us because
Because I
this
feel
is-
like this beer deserves more than what you just gave it. And listen, I know it's your palate. Maybe it's not refined enough, or maybe it's just I don't know, like a little baby palate. But this is a phenomenal beer. And then one day when you grow up, we're gonna figure this out. I want you to hold this box for a
I'm
while.
going to shove it up your ass in a second here.
I want you to hold this
You'll be
box
walking
for a
around
while,
with a box
and
hanging out of your asshole.
remember, I want you to
Does that
remember.
sound good?
I want you to remember what
Would you like
thought
that?
about that, and this drink and this box, how you just shamed on it like the way you did. Good luck for you, man. It's not good, man.
Hey,
You're not-
you know what?
8.0 is a fantastic score, and that's what it is.
8.0 is a good
It
score.
is.
I think that concludes
The grabbing the brisket.
beer review. All right, I think we got to get this interview before we drink any more 17% alcohol beer.
Hey, honestly, hey
gonna
John,
fuck
I may have
this
went a
up.
little too hard in the paint on that one. It is 17%. My ears are warm.
I think you're already drunk. It's fine.
My ears are warm.
That's fine. Hey, pull it together. We got to have an interview coming up with Kevin Bludso.
That's right.
With Bludso's Barbecue. You know the guy. Let's get him on. Hey guys, this is James Grabbing the Brisket Podcast. We thank you and we welcome you in. We got a special guest today here. We have Chef Pitmaster Kevin Bludso with Bludso Barbecue. Hey Kevin, hey, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to, quite honestly, just shoot a little shit and talk a little barbecue and have a beer or two.
I'm glad to be here, man. I wasn't doing shit today, but smoking about 200-some briskets out here in Texas in the rain. Other than that, I'm just chilling.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Hey, that weather has been crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been all over the board.
No, man. And then it was freezing rain. It was supposed to be 70s and raining, but all of a sudden now we got freezing rain. But it's all good. We got it done. It's cocktail hour.
Well, that's what they say. Like, if you don't like the weather in Texas, just wait a minute, right? I mean, because it's going to change. You know what I mean?
So, in a hot, and I'm from Cali, but this Texas shit is just crazy.
It's something else, isn't it? So today, we did, how many briskets we did today, John?
We did 10.
10 briskets today that we threw out for one of our customers. Hey, they were a repeat offender. I mean, they keep coming back every 2 to 3 weeks, ordering 10 briskets at a time. It's a little donut shop that we do it for. Actually, I say we. John is actually
do it.
John is actually the guy behind the scenes because, well, he don't have a real job. I mean, he sits at
That
home.
is a real job.
No, he sits at home. No, it's a full-time job. I mean, it's an 8 hour. You put more time into barbecue than you've ever thought about putting in any other thing, right?
That's probably true.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I've been up this morning at 6 o'clock in that cold weather, which I'm semi-retired. I'm in the restaurant sometime. I don't even have a restaurant in Texas, but I have some good friends down here. I live on the lake out here in Corsicana. They have a beautiful restaurant out here on the lake, and they're building a little place for me to do pop-ups. How lucky am I for that? And I got a big old JR and old Hickory there, and they got a big catering thing tomorrow, which just got moved inside because of the weather. So I said, man, I feel like I'm working again today. I don't do this no more.
Right.
At 200 briskets, that's work, all right.
Just when you thought you were going to retire, God said, not today.
Man, I'm out here to act like I play golf. 'Cause I don't, but act like.
Let's go. Hey, the Masters is on this week. So are you watching the Masters at all? You play golf at all or no?
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Oh, man. Well, I was going to say.
I am a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, so by the time football season is over, I'm so stressed out and uptight and pissed off, I don't really want to see nothing else.
Everybody at this table but John is a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
y'all who John like? I seen him shake his head. Too.
he's
Tell
a
him, John, tell him.
Niners.
49ers.
He's from California.
I'm originally
as well.
from California, so
Yeah.
So am I, but I assimilated.
you're from
So
Alaska. Alaska doesn't have a
really-
football team.
I'm born and raised in Compton, but I've always been a Cowboy fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I respect that. Hey, you know what?
But I'm
You're good
a
people.
pissed Cowboy fan.
No, I am too. Hey, but why are you so mad right now with the Cowboys?
Huh?
Are you mad with the Cowboys?
Yeah, of course. We haven't did nothing. I mean, I'm sure I'm much older. I'm 58. I'm much older than you guys, so I was able to see the glory years.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
And even when we went down, I always seen us coming back up. But 27 years and haven't even been to a conference championship.
I know,
I mean,
right.
in 27 years, you haven't even made a legitimate run at the Super Bowl. That's why I frown on the 49. I know, I'm from LA. I know a gang of 49er fans, but you got to respect them more. They ain't won shit either, but at least they've been to some Super Bowls.
That's right.
At least they made some serious runs, and they done knocked us out the playoffs the last 2 years. So I'm pissed at them too.
Yeah, if it-
I do love that. That's my favorite part.
It's not good.
yeah.
Okay, just can somebody mute him real quick?
Yeah, I run the board.
Yeah. Hey, Chef. So I've seen and I've read some on you, and I've seen how you've kind of done this. But I kind of look at all the things you've done, like really and truthfully, like this is a family barbecue for you, right?
Right.
It's really how you got started in this whole thing. It's not. I mean, obviously, it's a passion for you, whatever else. But it's almost after reading everything about you and looking at everything you've done and whatever else, it really looks like you have a really family roots that when it comes to your barbecue.
I mean, my granny, I learned, so, like I said, I'm born and raised in Compton, but I came to Corsicana every summer to learn, to hang out with my granny so I wouldn't get in trouble in Compton. So my granny, had a little juke joint and did barbecue and she taught me to craft, not knowing that she was teaching me something I was going to use forever. I mean, back then I, thought I was going to be a pro football player and was going to college when I realized that, and I was going to be a teacher. My major was secondary education until I realized I hate kids and I couldn't do that. What's the next thing you do? You go in law enforcement. So I worked for the Department of Correction for years, and I hated the job. Ended up getting terminated, and which was a blessing in disguise because I fell back on what I knew how to do, and that was because the whole time when I was fighting the wrongful termination and all that, I couldn't work because they had offered me my job back. And I was saying, I'm too stressed out to work, where you can't work no place else. So for 8 years, I had to hustle, and my granny always say legal hustle. Legal, not because I'm too pretty to go to the penitentiary.
That's right.
So the legal hustle, which I fell back on what I knew how to do, and that was DJ and barbecue, and that's what started it. Necessity started it, and people fell in love with it. So when everything settled years later, we opened up Bludso's in 2008, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since then.
That's badass.
I love that. I got a snippet of your cookbook and read some of the I guess the pre-intro, the story, the background on the two separate, I guess, dynamics of the family, and you go bouncing back and forth from Compton to Corsicana, and then learning some of the stuff that you did learn. That honestly, it just quite fascinated me. And what I really gravitated towards and loved was just the realness of the whole thing. And this is a freaking cookbook. Like, you're just putting your heart and soul and just who you are on paper in this cookbook, and it is very just real. Yeah. And you don't get that a lot from a whole lot of people. You know, they'll put out a cookbook. Oh, here's a couple of recipes or whatever.
A lot of fluff.
A lot of fluff, for sure. There was no fluff with Mr. Bludso.
Nice.
Well, that's Noah Galuden, my partner, James Starr. So I thought writing a cookbook was sitting in front of a typewriter with the pens all in your ear and all that kind of shit, and typing and shit.
Yeah.
And paper all over the place. But we would sit back and I would tell these stories, and like James said, I used to think you was bullshitting until you say, you know what, I'm gonna call somebody and let them tell the story. And then we would do that. And it would be so funny because I never knew my life was nothing good enough to have a book, and never thought the book would be New York Times Cookbook of the Year and all these other accolades now that we're getting now. But I never thought it would be like that. But Noah and them made it so easy. We would do recipes all day out here in Texas or in LA. But then at night, Noah would get some Hennessy and we'll sit back, and after a couple of cocktails, he wants the true story. And it was and that's the whole thing. Anybody who knows me, when they read that book, they say it's like talking to Kev. And that's what we were trying to get home. They was like, talking to Kev, it ain't no filter. All you guys, barbecue guys, when you sitting by the pit with your homies, y'all, it's no filter. You talking about all kind of shit. You laughing, you bagging, you getting through good times and bad times. And it's all kind of stories in there. And that's what we wanted to come out in that book. And we feel it came out well in that,
I tell you what, kind of looking through this, and James kind of put a little synopsis. We've got a little agenda here and whatever else, but after going through this, it really reminded me a lot of James and I's childhood. And so we grew up about 45 minutes west of Fort Worth is where we grew up at. And my grandmother, which Granny Ruth, right? God bless her soul. She ran a gas station and restaurant, and it was called the Strawn Center. And Strawn is a very small town, 600 people, right? But if you lived in Strawn, you knew where you were going to eat. Like, hey, you're going to have a hamburger, or you only went to one place. You went to the Strawn Center and you had a hamburger there. At 5 years old, we're standing on milk crates, and we're in the back, and we're fixing burgers for people. You know what I mean? And we grew up in this environment, but without that type of a push, or without that type of, I guess, environment, we probably wouldn't have been into barbecue the way we are. Like, that's kind of the launch for us. And I still look at that time that we did and the experiences that we had. And it was hard work, and it was hot. And I mean, at 5 years old, I mean, like we're handling butcher knives at 5 years old. You know what I mean? Shit that we shouldn't be doing or whatever else. But yet she had this little hole in the wall. And even now, when you go back to this town, people still talk to me and they're like, "Best hamburger I ever had in my life. Your grandmother did." You know what I mean? At this small little Strawn Center that probably had 12 little, seats at the bar, like an old little 50s diner, kind of like little bar stops or whatever it is. But I look at you and I go, man, like you're like, I'm living, we're living very, very similar ways. You know what I mean?
It sounds exactly like I would, my granny, like I said, hers was a juke joint. I mean, it was all kind of stuff going on in there. But when you say sweating, like I used to be in there working with my uncle when I was 12 years old. And he be cussing Granny out. Goddamn, got me in there sweating like a brother at a KKK rally with a white woman. I would take all those jokes as a kid and say those jokes like, Granny, you been around your uncle too long, So, but all they were doing was teaching you, your grandmother Ruth was teaching you that work ethic and what you needed to do. You know. And that was one thing about coming to Texas. Like I said, we would stop by gas stations all over. In fact, my auntie stayed and had a lake house in Bridgeport, Texas, not too far from Fort Worth, in Wise County. And they had this little store called the One Stop, and that damn thing sold everything. Brisket, gas. So I'm in there. So I went to Dominguez High in Compton. So I'm in there one day, messing with the lady. I said, "You got tobacco?" "Yeah, we got tobacco." "I need 2 pounds of brisket." "We got that." I said, "I need some links." "You got that?" I said, "I need a Ebony magazine." "We got that." I said, "God damn it, I need a 1983 Dominguez High yearbook." He said, "We don't have it, but I can get it for you."
Hey, just give me a minute. Let me make a phone call real quick.
Yeah, it was called the One Stop, and that's Texas right there. You get some of the best barbecue at gas stations and all that back in them days. You know?
Yeah. It's kind of the whole pit stop. The pit stop was that type of atmosphere, right? It was a gas station and a barbecue and a burger and whatever else, right? That's kind of this whole thing's evolved. Now you got HEB, which I'm not gonna lie. God bless HEBs because I can't shop at a different grocery store. It's weird.
Oh my God! I go back to LA and I'll be like, "This is bullshit." I'm going back to get my.
That's what I'm
and we got the one in Corsicana is not even as elaborate as some of the other ones I heard, but I still love it out here. I mean, we just go. Shit, I just need a reason to go there. And I live out on the lake. I'm 20 miles out, but any reason to go to HEB and I'm with the business.
That's right.
You know?
That's
Walk
right.
around there like a little kid at a toy shop. You
Yeah.
know. Ooh.
I got to get one of those. Yeah. Hey, I've got a quick, and I know this is a question or a statement. I'm kind of formulating this still in my head, but I mean, so obviously you've got the California roots, you've got the Texas roots, and I'm going to say that Texas is kind of winning a little bit, just only because, I mean, I feel like barbecue comes from wherever, right? Anywhere in the nation you go, you got barbecue. But in Texas, it's just a little bit different, right? It's just a little bit different barbecue. You don't have to wow with a bunch of sauces, even though we do like sauce. It's a thing. Like I like sauce, whatever else. But when you took that over to Compton, how well, or that area, California, how well was that received? And was it like a life-changing thing for people? Like, oh my God, I've never had brisket that tasted like this.
That, but what a lot of people, which I'm gonna always give. You know, LA and Compton is rep because everybody talking about that regional stuff all the time. And
yeah,
I've got good barbecue everywhere, but a lot of people don't understand. Back in my day, especially when I was a kid, it was so many African Americans migrating to LA. So, and my dad was a LAPD, so he knew all the spots. So we had every region of barbecue on Central Avenue between South Central, Watts, and Compton, Tennessee, Memphis, Kansas City, Texas. It was this place called Gadberry's, and I say it all the time. When I first opened up, I said I want my barbecue to be as good as Gadberry's because that was the closest to Texas barbecue.
Okay,
you know, but you had so many spots. But yeah, I would always say back before barbecue. I mean, of course, now it's one of the most popular things, but back before barbecue even was the way it is now, the staple was Texas barbecue because of the guy who was catering for Lyndon B. Johnson back in the day doing Texas barbecue way back in the 50s and the 60s. And, you had a presidential picnic on live TV and they doing barbecue in Texas.
Yep.
So I think that's what put Texas up. It is some incredible barbecue in Texas and it's some horrible barbecue in Texas. Like I tell people all the time, you can go to LA and they think every Mexican food place is good, and it's not. And the same with Texas. A lot of people come to Texas thinking every place they go to in Texas is going to be good, and it's not. But the bulk of great barbecue places in the United States, if you had to do it per capita, I would be surprised if any other state would beat Texas on that. I got to give it 100 on that. But it's a new day. A lot of new places coming along, and even in the Texas Monthly. If you remember years ago, that was untouched. It was the same people.
Yep.
But if you look at the top 50 the last time, I would venture to say almost 70% was new barbecue people.
Yep.
New. What would you say about that? Like a lot of the OGs being replaced by a lot of the newer places coming in.
Yeah,
and I know Daniel, and I know Daniel on that list. No matter what, he gonna keep it 100. Him and his crew, and that's what I say too. So what does that say about the newer, which is kind of a different style with a lot of new places, And then what does that say about some of the old? And it's still some older places that are still in there. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that say about the future of Texas barbecue with that? Is it going in the right? I'm not trying to interview y'all.
No.
No,
That's a great question because I actually think about this a lot, and I think Texas barbecue is evolving.
100%.
And I think the competition barbecue is so big in Texas, and it's so big in all the southern states for sure, and it's catching on. It's big all over the United States, but I think our weather permits us to cook more down here than it does up north, and that's why it's just a different factor, right? But yeah, I think it's evolving. I think that we have a different style coming in. We have a lot more sauces. More sauces are coming into barbecue than it ever has before when it comes to Texas barbecue, and I think it's just because like it's more of a Carolinian style barbecue, but you had this mashup, and it's so popular. But honestly, I blame like Aaron Franklin for this because I think being that original Pitmaster show that they did, I think barbecue really blew up. Competition barbecue really blew up. And then you've got all these other people competing and like, yeah, I get you do this, but I've got this sauce that makes these ribs, a spicy apple habanero, rib. You know what I mean? Like these flavor profiles that are coming out now. Like back in the day, it was like, salt and pepper. Like we'll let the meat speak for itself, right? But now you've got Wagyu, right? Or how I don't know how you say that, whatever it is.
That sounded pretty good.
You've got the straight Kobe, which is crazy. People are actually going and buying this A5 Kobe beef freaking briskets. And they're like, what the fuck is going on here? But so I don't. It's not just the meat can speak for itself. It's like you got to have the balanced rub. You got to have the balanced sauce. And I think it's so mainstream now. I mean, that's where I see barbecue now.
Yeah.
I like it. I love the way it's moving, right? I mean, nothing wrong with that. But I am a traditionalist. If you're cooking on a Traeger or if you're cooking on a pellet grill, nothing wrong with that, right? But you're not going to tell me you're the baddest pitmaster out there in the world when you're turning a dial and pushing a button and saying, "Hey, I maintain this Traeger grill at 250 degrees for 12 hours." I'm gonna laugh at you at that point. You know what I mean?
Cooking on a goddamn pinball machine.
Yeah.
That's like today, it's pouring down, raining, and I'm training some guys today on the briskets, but it's pouring down, and I was cooking on the JR, and in the middle of a rain, you still got to regulate that heat. And, the radiant, you don't get no radiant heat if you're cooking in the middle of a damn snowstorm, a rainstorm. So I'm trying to show them how authentic it's supposed to be. Like, you're going to have days like this, because they, like I say, they got this big wedding they have to do tomorrow, so we got to get the brisket done, know. And I'm trying to show them if I'm out here with y'all, then y'all need to be doing this, And I don't have no problem with Traegers. I don't cook on them, but that ain't my thing. But if I come to your house and you got a Traeger and it's good, I'm gonna tell you it's good. And if it's bullshit, I'm gonna tell you it's bullshit. But I'm like you, I'm old school. I just gotta have some wood and some charcoal and a loaded 38 and 4 shots of Hennessy, and I'm good.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm fucking talking about right now. And I think that is true barbecue. That's how barbecue is meant to be. That's how I grew up. My mother was a pitmaster barbecue. She cooked in competitions. Like, she's actually the one that got us to probably cook in our first competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how it is. Like, and she knows. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying that. And dude, competition barbecue has changed as well, right? Yeah. Have you seen the way they're cooking these briskets? These briskets, they look like small little footballs. They done
cut all the fat off of it.
Everything's cut out. This thing's probably like 10 inches long by 6 inches wide, right? And there's things going to suck up, and all they need is 6 slices. I'm like, man, what a waste.
Yeah, they'll cook it in 3 hours.
It's a 3-hour brisket.
Doing that hot and fast, which I've had some incredible hot and fast. But like I tell people, when you barbecuing, do what you do. Do what you do.
Yeah.
Like everybody get caught up, especially a lot of youngsters get caught up with everybody. Find your way and do what you do.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the competition thing, but every one I was in back in the day, I kicked ass in it.
Hell yeah.
So, but that's not me. I don't even trim brisket. I'm all retail, and I put my brisket next to anybody's. Fucking sit up here and trim this damn brisket for 20 pounds off of it, and I throw mine on there just like it is, and we'll mess with somebody with a HEB Packer and still whoop their ass.
Yeah. No, I love it.
If
I
they,
love it.
if they want that smoke. And I'm not and I'm not even saying that to diss nobody, but a lot of people, I totally understand competition is different. I totally understand because most of the judges are competition judges. But then a lot of guys come from competition and want to go into retail barbecue. It's not going to happen. You can't trim 10 pounds off a 11-pound brisket.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, you ain't making no money. you had a business.
No money.
Yeah, you had a business before you started.
You got to learn the way. And you know, now you were true Texas. You know damn well back in the day, our aunties and uncles and daddies wasn't trimming no brisket.
Nah.
You know?
Nah.
So I need all that fat on there. Shit.
I love that.
No, I totally agree. So if you get a second, and obviously we kind of know like this is a family thing, this is whatever else, but you open your first restaurant. Are you immediately successful, or is it a grind?
It was a grind. Me and my uncle came down from Texas, and my cousin Cookie, and shit. We was working 150-hour work weeks, and that was just part time. Shit. So yeah, it was a grind. But you know, we were so blessed with the timing, man. This was 08, and I even bullshitted that once I felt we was good. I went on Chowhound and said, "Hey, y'all ever try this place called Bludso's in Compton?" My guy, Tony Chow, who I love to this day, said, "Oh, my God, please don't say nothing about Bludso's. That's my hidden gem." And it seemed like that's what started the ball rolling, you know. But it took me a minute to think I was ready to even go on social. And that was the beginning of social media. But
yeah,
I know I got some good barbecue, but it's a gang of other people that got good barbecue that didn't make it. So I respect my blessings and I respect my timing because it was right when Foodie and Food TV 08, it was just getting
blew
big.
up.
He was just getting big. Yelp and
and
all that. So I came right in right then, and just lucky, just good timing. Because like you know, I mean, I love to brag and clown, but on the real talk, it was luck. Because like I said, it's plenty of people way before us got just as good barbecue or better barbecue that didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know, and I always got to give them their respect. So mine was good time. Mine, you know, I worked hard. I deserve everything I got, but the timing was right. And then having youngsters around me, which I was younger then, but understanding social media and where it was going and food TV. And then, you know, that just helped me. And the struggle wasn't that long. Like I said, it wasn't. And then, you know, the people I worked with too, I always tell people I worked at places when I was hustling, like worked at barbecue restaurants that was serving ribs 3 days later. So I was learning all the negatives of what not to do, you know, and I live off you only got one time to make a first impression. And like I said, I came in on a shoestring. I didn't have no loan or nothing, you know, but I was lucky. My one of my little brothers, my father raised, was Mac 10, the rapper. And so I grew up with Dre and them. So I was catering a lot of Death Row picnics back in those days, just Compton love on a lot of things. Monty got me hooked up on a lot of stuff. This was before I even opened up Bludso. And then when I opened up Bludso, a lot of those gigs came through. So, you know, like I said, that's why I would help anybody because so many people help me, man. You know, and one of my sayings is I don't give to be blessed. I'm blessed, so I give. So many people gave to me to get me to where I am today. That's, you know, and I talk. I like to clown. I like to talk shit, but seriously, it wasn't all me. It was a gang of people that got us to where we are now.
Yeah. No, that's
awesome.
Yeah. No, I hope everybody listening takes that message to heart. Kev, I heard a story early on in your, I guess, career, probably before you started the restaurant, you did catering, and you had taken a gig, and it's kind of a twofold type question because it's something that I was going to ask you about because I know there are a lot of people that listen to our podcast that are aspiring pit masters that want to open up their own restaurant. They want to open up their own pop-up and do something that they love to do in the art of barbecue. But I did hear a story of one of the early gigs that you took in catering to where it kind of started setting a few little principal goals for yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about? Can you elaborate on that?
Which one?
It was a post office gig where it was like I think it was probably like 150 people that you
and I fucked it up.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know exactly. That's my mom. So that was my mom worked for the post office, and that's right. And she still give me shit to this day about that.
Hell yeah.
So I was in my apartment. I only had this one barrel grill, and I'd sent some food down there before, and for about 6 people, and they loved it. So Mom's was like, well, they want you to do some dinners, you know. And like I said, Mom, it's kind of your fault too. So when they found out I was doing the dinners, it started off with like 20 people and this and that. And I kept saying, I can do it. And I was broke, so I needed the money. So I could forget the amount, but the shit got up huge. Yeah. And I totally, you know, outkicked my coverage.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I was late with the thing, and this was, you're right, it was way before Bludso's. I was late with it. I was I totally dropped the ball. I totally fucked it up, you know. But I learned from it, and that's what I'm saying. Even your mistakes, you have to take them. If you learn from a mistake, you never lose.
Yeah.
And another saying, my granny used to always say, how can a loser ever win?
That's
you know, and that's one of the coldest sayings of all time. And I would say, well, if you win, she said, then you ain't a loser. And what she was trying to say is you have to take that knowledge of what you and say, like, next time I'll be ready for it. And so at the time, I didn't have the pitch to do the job. So I was looking at the money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anybody that all money is not good money, even though you need it. And I'm telling you, I am not the most religious person in the world at all, but sometimes you just got to go back on faith. Something else is going to come through. And then something else has to be a test. You can't outkick your coverage. And that's what I did. And I'm telling you, but I learned from it.
Well, so,
you know,
so let me ask you a question. So in my opinion, or your opinion, whatever else, but was making that mistake, did that push you into a different direction?
It's like, I mean, I was so blessed to have, I love old people. So, you know, I always say about, you know, kids to this day, they scared to fall down. They scared, not all of them, but scared to be embarrassed, scared to be talked about. I wasn't. I knew I made a mistake, and I don't have an ego with people. I always say don't have an ego with your mother and father. Don't have an ego with your kids. You know, never be afraid to say I'm sorry. Never be afraid to say I fucked up, especially the people that's close to you.
That's right.
So even then, I fucked up. I dropped the ball. Give me a chance. What can I do to do this again, to help make this again? So over the years, over the time, I think it was 65, 75 people. So I don't even know the exact thing. But over the years, as I got better, I never forgot them giving me that opportunity. And I gave every last one of those people free smoked turkeys or free fried turkeys years later. That my mother could remember that did that, you know, because I appreciate them giving me that opportunity. I mean, I was in my little apartment cooking all this stuff and all that and trying to get it out at lunchtime and all that. And I'm glad you brought that up, and I messed up, but that still didn't deter. I mean, I had people close to me saying, oh, yeah, he can cook, but he can't cook for no living. So people say, so they be like, did that fuel you? And I'd be like, no. And I try to tell these youngs, you can't worry about people. And a lot of people not even hating. That's just their opinion. Yeah. But you can't worry about that. And a lot of times people get so worried about what somebody going to say. Once you get to a certain point that you're going to go out and do something spectacular or whatever it is. I don't even care if you could be the spectacular custodian or something, whatever it is, you get it in that mindset. Can't nobody deter you from doing that. But you can't worry about haters. We get so caught up in haters. Like they say, haters going to hate or people going to be negative. That's their right. You have to bet on yourself and keep it pushing. You know, that's what I did after that.
I think you're right. I think people are too afraid to fail. Like, and everybody thinks you have to get it right the first time, which is the biggest mistake, right? It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to get it right the first time. It's the people that dust themselves off and get back up and do it again. And they get back up and do it again. They get back up until they make it right. I mean, like, and I know plenty of people that have started businesses and have failed, and they've started another business and they failed. But here's the deal. They kept starting new businesses. They kept trying. And most of these people one is my wife's grandfather, who had 5 failed businesses. His 6th business, $50-something million a year. That's what they, you know what I mean? He just kept grinding. And it was a brick company. He opened a brick company, but he kept doing it. They all failed until the one didn't. And when it took off, it became one of the best brick companies in Texas. You know what I mean? So it's all about getting back up.
A lot of people think they see it on TV and they think it's easy.
But they want it now.
And it's not. You're gonna have to work. It's going to be the hardest job you ever did in your life.
Yep.
And there's no secret recipe to success. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard work.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's going to come. Your payoff is going to come if you can deal with it. But you have to have the right frame of mind for this shit, because you out there, you in the public, you being critiqued all the time. People eating your shit and whatever. So you have to be prepared for all that.
Yep.
You know, and you have to be prepared to be knocked down. Like another saying she used to say. My granny say, shit, I'm stronger when I'm down, you know.
That's right.
That's when you sit up and getting and thinking in your mind, you'll come back and you'll come up.
That's
you
right.
know. So it's a mindset. And the 49ers still suck.
That's what I'm talking
All right,
about.
well, this has been a great interview. Thanks for coming in.
John's
Hey,
over there
Kevin,
quiet.
I don't know what, but here's the deal. I know where Corsicana is. I love Corsicana. I feel like we're going to be best friends. Hell, I may move there in a couple of months or something. That's all I'm saying.
Man, come back, come hang out with me, man.
Let's go.
anytime.
I wish you'd leave now.
Come on. Hey, we can replace John. Kevin, you think about doing a full-time podcast? Let's go, man.
We actually work. I'm been talking to some people that work with David Chang and all that, so we talk about things. But
Nice.
Let's go.
I drink too much, man. I was so drunk the other night, I swerved from hitting a tree, and it was the goddamn air freshener in my car.
Oh, sounds like a good podcast to me.
Yeah. I'll definitely listen for sure. Hell yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh man. So obviously you've been a celebrity judge. What was that like? What was that like being on a show or being able to do that?
What was like Barbecue Showdown?
Yeah, Barbecue Showdown.
Netflix.
Were you nervous? Was it something that you're like was it almost like a fake it till you make it type atmosphere? Or were you like, you know what? I'm so confident.
The first time I did Bar Rescue was fake it till you make it, because that was my first fucking TV show, and I used to go on TV, and John kept sending his producer James Agista because they had one of his people just in there eating their Bludsos in Compton, and we in there clowning, and they were like, "Oh, I got to get this guy on TV." But I was so deep into the restaurant that I was like, I can't get away. I can't get away. So one day the producer kept calling because John kept telling them, and this was way back in I think 09 or 10, and the guy kept telling them and whatever. So my niece one day had came to work and said, I need to talk to you at home. You know, this and that. I'm like, what the hell? I'm thinking some family shit. So I go around the corner. My house was right around the corner. What's going on? She said, sit your ass down. I need to do a interview with you on camera. And then she did, and I'm talking. She, what the fuck? I ain't doing this shit, but she did it. And I got the first job as an expert on a Bar Rescue, which was an episode that never aired. But I still can't talk too much about it, but it never aired because it was an incredible episode. I almost got into a fight with the owner of the restaurant. But you know, he's actually real close to me now. But fucking had the night before. So I got all these people in Compton over at my house. And I'm like, man, I'm on TV. The show going to air and this and that. And the show didn't air because the night before the show was supposed to air, the owner shot and killed somebody in the bar.
Shut up.
So they pulled. So if you ever look up a lost episode, look up Bar Rescue Boondocks in Nashville and you'll see it. You know, you can find it. The show never aired, but that was my first one. And just since then, like I said, if I do a show and they just say be you, I don't have no problem with it. I have a problem with if it's scripted or whatever. I walked away from many shows that were, you know, scripted or whatever. But American Barbecue Showdown, what I love about that, it's so authentic. Because the people they never been on TV, a lot of them. They never been, you know, like Rashid, who's I call him my son now.
Oh, man. That dude was so good.
One of the most incredible.
So charismatic.
Yeah, and that's what the gentleman smoker, which he owes me some money for that because he patented that. But just seeing these people and that's what I'm saying. I could sit up here and talk about your food and clown, and they laugh because I'm not there, to hurt. Like I said, you sitting up here, these guys sit up here, we in Georgia, man, it's 100 degrees outside, and they cooking all day for you to come critique their food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always say it's the way you could talk. It's the way I could still talk about your food and laugh, and me and you laugh, but I respect what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about that show. It was it's an incredible show, and in fact, I don't too many people know, but season 2 should be dropping in May. So keep that. I'm letting you a lot of your people.
There it is.
So,
Badass.
and a lot of people
Definitely will check that out.
Hey, so
season 2 should be dropping in May.
I'm going to ask a weird question, right? So if the tables were reversed, right, and you were on that first season cooking, and you already know what everybody went through, how do you think you would have done?
Oh, I don't even know, because the difference between that show and any other show, the things we were dishing out, they never cooked on.
I know.
And some of the shit,
Yeah.
I said, damn, I'm a fucked up individual to have them cooking on this.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to respect it. Anybody I can get on there and cook with the best of them on a JR Smoker or a Lane, whatever.
Yep.
But these guys cooking on damn dishwashers and shit.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what makes it so.
Having
Yeah,
to build pits.
like
As much as I want to blow my own horn
Yeah.
and say I could have put a kick to everybody's ass, I'll be like, and cooking some incredible shit.
yeah, yeah,
And then the whole thing too, even with barbecue, which I'm not a chef. It's so many chefs, trained chefs that are coming into barbecue, and their seasoning and their palate and the way they can match flavors is incredible. I always say if you're a trained chef and you respect barbecue, and you come into barbecue and respect it and don't look down at it, and it's just grilling at Unk House on Saturday, it's some incredible chef. Like even like somebody like Tuffy Stone is cordon bleu trained.
yep. That's right.
So those are the type of people when they come into this stuff and they pair something different. It's great. Like Rashid, I call it. He is a and he's not even culinary trained, but he's culturally trained from his Jamaican background.
That's right. And yeah, he brought the Jamaican roots.
Yeah, and he's a master seasoning. Seasoning. I always say if you're a master seasoning, which means he can make any kind of rub be incredible. I mean, he did. If you remember the episode when the beaver tail crackling.
Yeah.
Was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
The meat was horrible, but his rub made the shit so doable. And that's what I'm saying. Anybody coming into that, like I say, you gotta step your game up. And like you said, even in Texas, things are changing. Different kind of rubs, different kind of sauces, and all that. And that's just an influx of different kind of cultures coming into barbecue. Like on one of the shows, I was going back and forth with somebody, and they were like, well, that's not, you taking barbecue and brisket and putting it in a fire or fold, depends what part of the country you want to call it. That's not authentic barbecue. I said, well, you put fucking brisket and baked beans. What's the difference?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like we have Ronnie Killen here in Pearland, where we're our classically trained chef, cordon bleu. I think he came
from Paris, right? He studied in French cuisine for probably 4 or 5 years.
Correct.
He came in second to cook for the president of the United States, Barack Obama. And the chef that won it actually asked him to stay on, and he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go back." He went back to Pearland, where we're at, and he opened his steakhouse there.
Yeah, I think it was Bush. It was Bush.
Was it Bush?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bush. I'm sorry.
Get it right, man.
Right.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
You're right.
These Coors Lights have just hit. You know what I mean?
After 3, you're done.
Whatever.
We'll do it every time.
Right. I'm gonna switch to Hennessy. Give me some Hennessy out here.
Get some Hennessy.
Let's go. But he came in second. The chef asked him to stay on. He said, "Nah." He came back here, opened a restaurant, steakhouse, which has been wildly successful. I mean, like all around Houston, where this place is at.
You got about 10 restaurants now.
About 10, yeah. But he opened a barbecue restaurant here in town as well. So he actually has 3 restaurants here. 4. He has the steakhouse, the barbecue. He's got a hamburger joint, Killen's Burgers, and he has the TMX.
Yeah, Tex-Mex.
Yeah. Tex-Mex, right?
Yeah, but there's a handful of pitmasters hybrid / bringing in a chef like Mimsy's Barbecue.
Yep.
I think his wife is a chef, or is it a wife or the partner? wife is the chef. He's the pit master.
That's right.
He's out there running those 1,000-gallon pits. But they marry together. They're just like the traditional offset smoked meats.
One of the best pork chops I think
With-
I've ever had at any
Yeah.
place in my life.
Yeah,
That came from that restaurant.
And I think what they're doing, there's elevating the sides. Like, I mean, obviously they're putting their spin on the barbecue, but these sides that they're putting out there, and they're putting their different flavors and spins on them,
Yeah.
they're just making them absolutely just game changers.
I agree.
And I think that's why you're seeing the revolving door or the flip on the, just more specifically, the Texas Monthly top 50. I think that's why you're seeing, you got Goldie's Barbecue up in, what is it, Fort Worth, Dallas
Yep.
area. I know.
And I had Goldie's in Lockhart. That shit was good as hell. Shit, I wanted to not like it so bad. I said, this is one of the best damn ribs I ever had in my life. Shit, I don't know what this fucking lime zest is on this shit. I don't know if I should eat it or take a bath with it. But that shit,
It was good?
Yeah.
It was really good, for real.
And they're adding different flavors, and I know there's different, like you're talking about, you got different backgrounds, different culinary training, and you're adding different little flavors that people aren't really used to. But I think here in Texas, I think it used to be just like the salt and pepper, but you're starting to get like a huge just melting pot of just different cultures, and everything is just coming together. Even if you go into, was it Valentina's in San Antonio?
Have you been to Valentina's?
I've never been there.
Where they're bringing that Tex-Mex culture meets barbecue.
Why you say, I feel like I fucked up because I ain't never. You see the way he went, like, you know.
No, I'm saying like, bro, you got to go. No, it's like you got to go.
Let's do a road trip.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I listen.
But what he is saying is so true, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can have a staple in barbecue, and people just don't know. Like I said, I respect Texas barbecue. I love salt and pepper, even though we did garlic salt and pepper, and that's what we still do on our brisket, which I still don't think brisket. I still think garlic salt or salt and pepper on brisket and a good smoke is still incredible. I don't want no goddamn sugar on my brisket. I don't need no hell of a rub. But ribs and chicken and pork shoulder and all that, I don't want just salt and pepper on that. I want a rub. And there's so many spectacular rubs coming. I mean, pork. You got some Texas people, I don't like nothing sweet, but then they go eat sweet and sour pork at the Chinese food restaurant.
That's right.
Right.
And well, sweet complements pork. Mm-hmm. So even in barbecue with the right kind of smoke and the right kind of wood on it, it's an incredible rib. Like I said, that rib I had when in Lockhart was incredible. And I had some good barbecue. I had some good authentic barbecue in Lockhart, but then, the festival, I had some good new people who are dominating the top 50 right now. Yep. So come on, let's keep it 100. And then a lot of people in Texas, that's all they knew was the salt and pepper barbecue. Yep. And it's nothing taken away from the salt and pepper, nothing at all. It's still the art of smoking it. It's still the smoke. It's still the mesquite, the post oak and all that. But now people are taking that and using the same woods and using different rubs and different seasons and different sauces and just making it that much better. They still respecting the game, but they putting their own twist in the game. So I respect them for that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I think that, I think the evolution of barbecue is here, right? And I think it's almost going to be like back in the day. You had the same people making the same top, and they were just kind of flip flopping around, like who was doing something better. Mm-hmm. But you have new people coming in each year. You have so many different restaurants opening up now in Texas for the Texas Monthly, right? And I don't know what it is, but we interviewed quite a few people, and they opened their restaurants in December, and by like April of the following year, they were like getting the Texas Monthly interviews or whatever else. I don't know if it's a thing or not or whatever.
Yeah. It's like Daniel Vaughn just follows us and just listens to the podcast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You think that's what it is?
No.
It
Probably
could
no
be
chance.
Yeah.
It's all y'all. It's all y'all.
It is. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Is there a style or a particular barbecue you just don't mess with? You're just like, nah, that's not for me. You know what I mean? If it's regional.
Not really. It's not. It's not because, it's good barbecue. I like something. I don't like grilled barbecue. It was this guy in Watts. And in fact, not even just him, my good friend Kirk Houston used to make the best grilled ribs on just charcoal ever tasted in my life. And it was just a grilled rib, 2 hours, and it was the best. It's not really one. I it's not really nothing. I won't try it. You know, I won't try. It's not really nothing that I can't say that no matter how you do it, it's horrible. It's not really nothing that I can say because I'm, you know, one of my saying, if you read the book, is do barbecue whatever your way. Just do good barbecue. Don't do no damn bad barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
Don't nobody want goddamn chicken so dry you got to eat it in the rain and shit or none of that. Good barbecue, you know. So it's not really no genre of it that I if it's good I won't, you know, enjoy. And then that's the whole thing. I barely eat. That's what people don't understand. Now we smoked brisket and ribs today, and I wanted a burger or something, you know, because I won't eat my barbecue. But so my brother had passed away years ago, and in Compton, and we had catered the repast, and my son was taking me back to the hotel because I was coming back out here, and I wanted to stop by this place called Woody's Barbecue in LA, because that's what I grew up on. But the kids thought it was so funny. He took a picture of me in line at Woody's. This dude just catered this thing, and one of the best barbecue places CNN in the nation. He buying somebody else's barbecue. Because after you don't want, I know what mine is supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
And every time I go to one of the restaurants or whatever, I'm not eating to enjoy it. I'm eating to critique it. So I still like other people's bar. That's why I hate if they come in and they know me and all that. I'm like, I'm not here for that. You'll never see me on social media dissing somebody's restaurant or something, because I always say I think that's so fucked up. Even if I don't like it, I tell people to try it for themselves. I had somebody else I used to know who had a huge following, and he would go to these places and diss these places instead of trying to, you know, and I just thought that was so messed up because, you know, you got a lot of followers and shit. They're going to listen to what you say. And I always say this, man. I'll be like, oh, how was it? I'll be like, oh, it was cool. Try it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and then if it's something cool, I would say, oh, man, I had some spectacular barbecue at so-and-so, or whatever. Go try it or whatever. But I don't think it's my job to diss nobody's place, nobody's restaurant. I mean, a lot of people feel that that's their job to do, and they being legit with their followers. You're not being legit because you don't know what this somebody's trying to start their business, and you got the power. We all made mistakes when we first, you know, begun our businesses and stuff, and you got the power to fuck up their business from the start, and I just think that's fucked up. You know, so,
you're right. Sure. Yeah, you got to think about like that's our heart and soul. That's your heart and soul going into something, and you're like
make or break.
For somebody to walk through and go, I don't like it, and automatically just lose out on anybody else trying to come into your restaurant. That is devastating.
May not be for you.
That's why I tell people try it for yourself. Like go try it for you. I'll say, but people who know me, if I'm saying it's cool, they still be like whatever. But I'll be like, try it for yourself, and then. You know, a lot of times if the people like get at me in my inbox or on the side, and if they really want to know, if the owners get at, I'll be you know, hey, I went there, you know, it was cool, but maybe if you do this or do that next time, you know, but I'm not attacking them. I said maybe you had the ribs in the warmer too long or whatever. I totally understand, and I always put myself in that predicament. I did the same shit. I understand customers. You just starting off, you don't have customers, you don't want to 86 everything. I totally understand, but if I could give any advice, cook less and whatever. I tasted. I know where you were trying to go with it. It was probably incredible at 2:00 today, but it's not incredible at 5:00. So it's just not my job with Yelp and all that. And you got all these followers. It's not your job unless that's what you are, a food critic, to dog nobody else's restaurant out. You know?
I mean, it's somebody else's livelihood, right? It's somebody else's passion, somebody else's dream.
Somebody that got kids and all that, and dreams and future and all that. And sometimes they might just need a little help or a word of advice from you instead of dogging them out. You know? So that's not your job. Unless, like I said, unless you're a food critic. If you have a big following and you go, and the whole thing is if your following knows you, then they know if you like the food because you're going to bump it up. But then, like I say, still try it. I say, go try it, man, you know. Or I say, you know, so-and-so. And then a few days later, I say, one thing about it, and I always put myself in, like I said, in a predicament. You know, one thing about the restaurant being, we all going to have bad days and this and that. We have to recover from our bad days, you know. And you never know. You might have came in Bludso's years ago and I had a bad day. So we got to recover from our bad days. And I'll put something else out there, not to diss the restaurant, to tell those people, I feel where you coming from, you know. So
Yeah.
But now if you got some fucked up shit, then it's just gonna be some fucked up shit, and I ain't got to worry about it. If you got a restaurant flies go to commit suicide, I don't have to dog you out. The people the people gonna dog you out. So,
That's right. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I won't judge a restaurant on the very first time I go there. Like, I'll give it a second try. Like, I mean, they could have had a bad day. You may go there the next time and, like, it's better.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you can't just wash somebody out for just one time.
One time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time.
Well,
And I see so many people do that, man. I think it's so. So this one guy came in my restaurant years ago who one of the people I'm talking about. And like I say, it's not no competition. It's enough money out there for everybody. So, you know, this one Bludso was first taking off, and he went in there and he said, went to Bludso's the other day. It's all right. I don't see what the big fuss is about. You know, this and that. You know, ordered some ribs. Me, my wife, and my father-in-law and mother-in-law all ate. We just said it was okay. So I went and looked at the thing. First of all, the son of a bitch only ordered a rib sandwich, which is only one rib, Chris Rock style. And then so he lied about that. And,
How much for one rib?
He about 400 some pounds. His wife about 400 some pounds. And I'm like, so all you motherfuckers ate one rib. So anyway, I didn't know.
So Chris Rock shit right there.
I met him about a couple of weeks later, and he said, I was in Restaurant Depot in LA, and he was like, oh, so-and-so, this and that. And I was like, oh, what's your name? He said, you know, I'm so-and-so. And I said, oh, I'm Bludso. This. Oh, yeah, I was just at your restaurant. I said, oh, yeah, I seen your little review that you did, you know? Said I had to be honest. I said, well, I don't think he was being honest. I said, because you know, all you guys on one, I didn't say all you big motherfuckers on one rib, but all y'all on one rib. And he said, no. He said, no, we got more than one rib. I said, no, you only got one rib. I looked at the camera. I looked at everything. So he was busted on that. Yeah. You know, I said, but it's all good, bro. You got your opinion and shit. I said, but we all out here hustling. And I said, I would never do another brother like that. You know, nobody. Yeah. So then, of course, he came in the next week and tried to, like, change up the shit and whatever. Oh, what a difference a day make and all that kind of shit. And I could have went there with him, but I still didn't. So I got to know him over the years and realized that he was just a total hater. He went to some legendary places and had something negative to say about every place, you know. Man. I remember one time when I just couldn't take it no more. I probably had about 4 shots of Hennessy in the back. And he said, we was talking about one restaurant, I don't even want to name it. I was like, and I said, motherfucker, do you like anybody barbecue but yours? And he said, I like yours. I said, no, you didn't. Not what you said at first. I said, you know, just a hater, you know. And he opened up a spot, of course, because you can't win hating. And then he was on a show, and it's so funny, and I'm not going to say the show, and I always say that motherfucker sauce tastes like orange marmalade or something. And he was on a show, and on that same show, that's what one of the judges said his sauce tastes like.
Orange marmalade?
Orange marmalade.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's fantastic.
He said Chris Rock style.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, the one red.
I think we still got the shirt.
That's what it was. I had at Bludso's, you had a rib dinner, a rib lunch, and a rib sandwich with just a rib on the bone and a piece of bread. Yeah. And we sold so many of those. So that's what this motherfucker came in and ordered and said all them big heavy eaters ate that.
Come on.
We have a shirt. Do we still have the shirt?
His wife was on my 600-pound life 20 years before the shit even came on the air.
Hey, so we actually have on our website or whatever else, we actually have a which with grabthebrisket.com or grab the brisket, but we have a swag shop on there, and we have a shirt. It says how much for one rib, and it's that iconic Chris Rock moment. Yeah, very iconic. Yeah, dude, it's so good.
All right, say,
and I'm Isaac Hayes. Motherfucker, it cost me so and so to do that rib. That scene way before I opened up my restaurant. Yeah, was and then when I had a homeboy came in there one time, and he was just like when old boy came in. You big fat motherfuckers in this motherfucker, you all the profit and shit. Right. The homeboy came in there and said the same shit. Just back when I opened up Bludso's and shit. So it's so funny.
What he goes, hey, just. Can I get a soda? It goes, it's like it's like $1, 50 cents. Like it was pour it in my hand for a quarter, right? I mean, such a great dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then he pull out a stack that
A stack of wad money. Said, "You got change for 100, son. Let's go." So
I was going to say, Kev, hey, let us. No, I did say it.
Okay.
Hey, Kev, let us know what size T-shirt you wear. We're going to send you a T-shirt.
Yeah, I am a 3X now, man. I went from a 5X to a 3X.
Let's go.
Nice. Gotcha,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I was just saying. I think a big mistake for like, there's always like the for restaurants, right? People when you open a restaurant, they never know how much food to make, right? And I will tell you right now, social media is the buzz, right? It's the thing. And if you're not in social media now, and you're trying to open a restaurant, and you're trying to do it old school, you're fucking up, right? You've got to get into social media, whatever else, but you have to. The biggest thing I would say is less is more, and you don't want to cook a bunch of food for everybody else, right? For it's not like if you're going to have 100 people today, then cook for 75 people, right?
That's right.
Just bring it back a little bit. It's okay to sell out, and I think that's a thing that people don't realize. Just sell out your food today and have the buzz work for you,
and embellish that shit. I used to like. That's what I'm saying. I used to I didn't have the money for all the stuff, but I knew how to embellish. Oh, 1 o'clock, I'm already out of ribs.
Yep.
And I'll be like, oh, the goddamn fire department had a damn softball game and they came and bought all the ribs.
That's right.
You better get it early tomorrow. Because once I finally opened up my spot, because I had so much experience on other people's spots that I said, no, I'm going to cook this amount and I'm going to and like I tell anybody starting a business, let your customers dictate as you go up and embellish that shit. I remember I had to fire one girl because she didn't know how to embellish because we opened up and I was late on the tips. I was probably out all night drinking or something the night before. So I'm about an hour late on the tips and the guy come and we just opened up the door. We sold out of tips. And goddamn the doors. I said, damn girl, learn that. When I say embellish, I don't mean just blatantly lie. Come up with some shit. But I tell people all the time when you first open up, because like I said, 9 out of 10 times you start on a shoestring budget.
That's right.
You don't have much, and people get so caught up in the food costs. But when you first start off, unless you starting off with a name, hey, let your customers. I'm cooking 20 slabs today. I'm cooking this many briskets today. I'm out of brisket, but once they come and the food is good, those people who got it are gonna go talk about it.
That's right.
But now the people who got it, it's not like back in my day when I first started. Wasn't nobody tweeting or going like whatever. But now people are like, oh wow, I just had some incredible barbecue at so and so, and then you start seeing it. So the next time you got to do this much. Next time you got to do this much. But don't go in the hole at the beginning because you're gonna try to serve something that doesn't need to be served. And like I tell people all the time, barbecue is different than any other food. I already smoked the shit out of it. Now you got to put it in a warmer for health department standards, and all the integrity is leaving.
Yep.
And like a lot of places, like I fight in California all the time because, we got stuff in the warmer, you're supposed to keep it at 175, almost 200, but you cooking it again.
You're still cooking.
You're still cooking. So it's all kind of games that you have to play on it. Yeah. And the only way you can get around it is to not cook that much food.
Yep.
Until you start getting the crowds to just, because you want to have, like I always tell people, on, of course your briskets and your shoulder is done, but on your ribs, chicken, links, whatever else, 9 out of 10 times you need to have, if you're open, which one thing I've always loved about Texas barbecue, it ain't like that in LA. You got to be open. In Texas, you can say, oh, we open today and we sold out at 1 o'clock, and then keep doing that and keep doing that. In LA, they just don't understand that shit. So you have to produce it to keep it right. But of course, you can't produce brisket and all that. So at night, like I said, any given night at the Hollywood location, they putting 300 briskets on there for Friday, and they'll be gone for Saturday. Damn. And the Compton location was more than that back in the day, but that came with time and building that up. But like I said, it's always 2 smokes on your ribs. It's your morning smoke. Your pitmaster get there at 6 a.m, get the briskets off, and relieve the night pitmaster, and then you're putting your ribs and your chicken and all that stuff on for the day, for the morning shift, and hoping you getting that out by, 2 or 3, and then you're up. As soon as that come off, your ribs and stuff are going on for the evening, you know. And then after that, you're getting that off for the night crowd, and then your night pitmaster is coming in to get the briskets and the pork shoulders on for the next day. That's right. You know, that's the only way you're gonna do it. You know, but the crowd dictates that. It takes a minute before you get to that point. You know, like I said, for the first year and a half, it was just 3 of us. You know, and it was real busy. 6 to 8 months in, it was real busy. Like I said, I was closed on Mondays, but that was my prep day, and I was back there prepping 200 and 300 slabs of ribs by myself. You know, and all that back in those days. So it's a grind. You know.
I'm tired just hearing that. I'm like,
holy shit. So this is a lesson learned right now. Anybody that wants to go out and open a restaurant, if you think you're going to go out and cook 5 this and 4 of this, and that's all you're going to do, just know that you're not going to be successful. The grind is, it's day and night. Mm-hmm. It's day and night. You got to be consistent. And if you think you're going to do this in 1 week, and you're going to next week you just made it, that ain't happening either. This is called months. It's called years. Mm-hmm. It's putting your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And I think that's what makes successful people. That's why you're successful, by the way.
Yeah.
And give, man. And you got to give, man. You got to, like you got to, even when you get to that point, you know, you have to give back. Like, you know, I said a minute being in Compton, you know, you like a lot of I do interviews. You paid for so many funerals and all that kind of stuff. I paid for a gang of funerals, this and that. But I also paid for a gang of college scholarships. That's an ugly ass share. I paid for a gang of college scholarships and all that. You know what I mean? In the same token, I paid for scholarships and all that because barbecue is still a community. It's still a give back, and it's still a community. And you can't get away from that. You got to give back, you know. And all these customers that take care of you got to give back to them.
Yeah,
you know?
You can't just keep taking and taking. I mean, you definitely have to give back. And I was thinking about this on the drive home, thinking about just barbecue in the general as a family wise. Having a restaurant, obviously, we kind of dream about that, and then we may make it happen one of these days. But obviously, it's for your family. And when I say it's for your family, it's for your community as well. It's your friends. Yeah. It's everybody coming together, and they're taking care of you. You take care of them, and it's just kind of vice versa.
That's right. Barbecue is supposed to be a party, man. Barbecue is a vibe. When you think about it as a kid, away from the restaurant, you go to a barbecue at Auntie's house or Uncle's house, whatever. It's fun. It's music. It's all that. So when you come in Bludso's, that's always what I try to, you know, give them is, you know, barbecue is a party, man. Like I said, you know, people need to sit down and eat and talk and listen to some music and have some drinks and crack some jokes instead of fighting on each other and hating on each other, man. Let's talk about this with some food. We might realize we're not even mad at each other. We just listen to somebody else on some shit.
Definitely.
And that's share.
John, are you the one who gave me these? Can I get these from your house?
Yeah. I think Kevin, we're up against the clock a little bit, but
I'm good.
Let me ask you this before we cut out of here. I know when somebody's doing a restaurant, and me and Jan talk about this all the time. It's you try to come up with a menu. You try to come up with some people come up with a boatload of stuff that they want to put on the menu, and I think we talk about this back and forth that whatever you put on that menu, it has to be the best. You can't just throw up anything and just okay.
It's like this PF Chang's, right? Like PF Chang's got 100 different items on the menu. Are you going to tell me they're all good? There's no way they're all good, right?
There's no way.
So it's like, so what you're saying, like, go ahead, James, finish up what you're saying.
That's basically what I was getting at.
So like the idea, like we talk about this all the time, is like opening up a little spot, right? A little chat and chill place. I was in the Bahamas, and they took us by a boat, and we went out and did some snorkeling. But they took us to this little island, and they had this place there that was called the Chat and Chill. And Bahamas or Jamaica, I think it was. I don't know which one it was, but anyways, it was the most like badass place that I think I'd went to like anytime just traveling out. Right, it was just a very cool, like just facility. But they had like 6 items on their menu, but
they did them great.
All 6 items were freaking phenomenal. I mean, it was the best 6 items you could get. Right, and they didn't care about offering you anything else. Right, and there was no like I want to do 20 items. We're like, no, I make 6 items. You know, and that's kind of the thing I go back to. Like, dude, if we had a place and we only made 10 things, like how many people would come to eat those 10 things? I don't know. I don't. If it was the best 10 things you made, like we don't have to worry about making 25 different recipes or 80 different recipes on.
You're trying to roll to Chili's and they got like 100 things on the menu and
yeah, right. It's not a
put all
Chili's.
3 of them.
But that's
together.
but that's when you fall back and like y'all little group right there, y'all seem legit. Y'all seem like y'all got each other's back and whatever. That's when you fall. Before you start off, you have to have some legitimate ass homeboys and homegirls and family that's gonna be 100.
Yeah.
With you as you testing your recipes and all that.
Yeah.
And then they take it from that. And I tell people, then you take it to your mom's job or your sister's job. Hey, I'm gonna treat y'all to lunch.
Yep.
You know, and they have to say, you can think your shit is incredible. The public has to say your shit is incredible.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And you have to be legit. You can't be around. Like I said, I never had a complex. Like I always had a big ass nose. I remember one time I was 9 and my granny say, "Ooh, you got a boog in your nose. Let me get that motherfucker out your nose because you don't want to bring no more attention to this motherfucker than you have to." And I'm not, but I'm saying, learn to laugh at myself then and learn to take criticism then. And when you open up a business, people got to be real with you, man. Your shit sucks.
Yeah.
You know, or you need to be. And that's why I tell people going into this business, make sure your circle is strong because they are the first ones who are going to try your food.
That's right.
You know,
and it's okay. Yeah, it's okay hearing the words, "I don't like that."
That ain't the one.
That ain't the one. It's okay. People get offended by that.
Especially if you hear it on a certain dish from a lot of people.
Yep, that's right.
Now, a lot of shit, it still might be good, but mama might not like it. But
that's right.
Daddy and his old drunk ass side of the family love it, and they the ones drunk gonna give you the real shit. So I'm just saying, I tell people, but be legit, and then have your people take it away from their family and say, take this to work with you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Let me treat the boss at your job, or let me treat whatever. And then when they like it, and then they take it out and whatever, and then take it to some strangers, take it to the gas company. Hey, I want to treat, 4 or 5 of you guys to lunch. I'm a caterer. I'm just starting off this and that. That's when you're going to get the true shit of your shit. And then know what everybody is saying. So if 9 out of 10 people say, your potato salad so motherfucking runny, I got to wear tennis shoes to keep up with the shit, then you know you can change the potato salad, you know.
You can't have a bunch of yes men around you to say, "Oh yeah, that's great, that's great,
That's
oh
right.
it's great." Now,
but then they going behind your back. Who, if I didn't love that motherfucker, I'd tell him that.
That's right.
no,
That's right.
if you love me, you would tell me it's shit.
That's right.
They tell me my shit is so bad that we pray after we eat.
Oh my god!
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna edit this episode down to quips that he says because this is fucking hilarious.
Great, right? That's phenomenal.
Hey, Kevin. Honestly, this has been a freaking just riot.
It's maybe the best
we can do this
interview
again.
It's
do
one
it
of
again.
my
ever
favorite
done.
episodes.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate
Man.
you taking
Yeah.
time out of your schedule to drink a little bit with us and shoot a little shit. And honestly, I
love y'all clicking. Y'all made it so comfortable. And I like when you said, "No, sir, I didn't send it yet, motherfucker. Read the post." And I was like, "Oh, damn it." I was like, "They ain't sent the shit yet," But then I read it. I was like, "Oh, that's why I just put thumbs up." Oh, my bad.
Well, hopefully, before we close it out, we'll give you the last words, and you can talk and plug or say whatever comes to your heart. Hopefully, we can have you back on. I know you said the new show on part 2 of the Barbecue Showdowns coming up.
It's dropping.
Hopefully, we can have you back on.
Y'all can have me anytime, man. Y'all, I love the mellowness of y'all show.
Let's
And
do it.
like I said, I live here now. So when y'all get off the podcast, look up the Harbor restaurant in Corsicana. It's beautiful out here. We got smokers out here. And we're going to be doing some events. So I would love to invite you guys down, maybe to do a live broadcast from out here.
Let's do it.
It's on.
Yeah.
We're all about that.
Check it out. I'll send my guys some pictures and all that, but it's beautiful. We do a lot of stuff with DeAndre Simmons and a lot of people in Texas, and we're going to be doing some big events out here on the water. And as much as I hate the Cowboys, I cater for them every year at Oxnard every year, so, and I want to talk so much shit, like, God damn, can we get a win? Can we beat the 49ers?
Just one.
No, that's a whole nother story, but I would love to invite you guys out, man, for the 4th or Memorial Day or something like that, and come out and chill and do a live broadcast. It'll be incredible.
Let's go. We can do it. We can do it.
All right, we doing it I know for the 4th we're doing a whole pig roast and everything. So I'll be keeping in touch with you guys, man. Thanks for having me. And like I said, I love the way y'all reach out to people just starting off. I see y'all want to try to do your own restaurant, whatever I can do to help, bro. I'm here for y'all, man. So I would love to be there, man. I wish everybody all the luck and thanks for having me. And anytime y'all need me, y'all got my number. Hit me up.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and let us know what the name of that cookbook is and where people can go get a hold of it.
The Bludso's Family Cookbook. Damn, I damn near forgot the name. It's we've sold over 1 million copies, and it's one of the only it's only a few cookbooks that's been on Amazon that was twice the #1 book on Amazon.
Let's go.
Not just cookbook, twice we were the #1 book. In fact, last June, Dr. Seuss is like the man in June, graduation time. For 3 or 4 days in June of last year, the Bludso's Family Cookbook was the #1 cookbook out of 40-something million books on Amazon.
Let's
Damn.
go.
Well,
Amazing.
I ordered mine today, so
There it is.
So y'all, we got to hook up so I can sign them, man.
Let's
Yeah.
go. We can do it.
absolutely. Yes.
So now when y'all read that book, tell me when you read it, and tell me is it like everybody else say that knows me because y'all family now. Tell me, is it just like they say, reading that book is like sitting here shooting the shit with Kev and having a drink?
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we definitely will.
Fuck yeah.
Kevin,
Toast,
hey,
fella.
cheers.
Cheers, brothers.
Appreciate you, man.
Much
Wish you the
love,
best.
man.
We'll talk to you
Look
soon.
forward to seeing y'all again, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Let's go, dude. We'll talk about a freaking fantastic interview.
That dude cracked me up the
I
entire
have-
time.
I have the what was it, the Mount Rushmore of interviews that I in my head my favorites.
Yeah.
Dude, it's in the top.
Oh, definitely. He's up there.
It might be in
so
the top.
funny.
Yeah,
It might be #1.
So yeah, he was charismatic. He was funny. I love. It's not a. These aren't one-liners. These are things from his past. His grandmother said this. These lines, right? These things that have helped shape.
It's genuine.
But hold on, like these are things that help shaped people like you and I, right? For
sure.
You talk to him, you feel like, man, I feel like I'm hearing my family talk to me. I feel like, you know what I mean?
I'm glad you guys were here to like actually conduct the interview because I felt like most of the time I was just sitting back, just like listening to
I
these
was laughing
funny
my ass
stories
off.
and everything. You know, just like
We probably
like
shouldn't
I'm watching a
give-
show.
Probably shouldn't give Jan that 17%er before the interview because he really wouldn't let anybody else talk.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Hey, I did go. I know. I did go a little fast into that. I do apologize.
You did a great job. I think it was a great interview, honestly.
I was looking around. I was like, do I say anything or not? And then I think the alcohol just took effect, and I was like, I've got to say something.
We got to have him back on.
Yeah,
I feel like
100%.
there's so much more to talk
He
about.
was so real.
Hey,
Like,
his first opening line, right? Think about this. His first opening line was like, "Actually, I just got out of the AA meeting, but I'm like sitting here like, oh my god, did I just
Right,
overdrink and just and all of a sudden he
foot in
pulls
my
out a
mouth?
bottle of Hennessy and I'm like,
He
okay,
totally got you. Yeah.
let's
And that was-
fucking go. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
was
I wrote down. We didn't get to. I was going to ask because I did look over on Amazon. You know, how
He's got a
Amazon
great
gives you
voice.
the.
Does James have a great voice?
Thank you, James.
does.
Very
I appreciate it.
projection, man. You just have a very
You know how
projected
Amazon
voice.
gives you that when you look at a book, if you want to read it or whatever, they give you the first X amount of pages. So I started reading through some of the history of what he put down there, and I know I told him I was like, "Fuck, man, that shit is real, dude." Talking about his mom being part of the Black Panther and his dad being a cop.
yeah, LAPD.
LAPD, and then sending him back and forth between Compton and Texas,
Corsicana.
I was like, holy shit! I mean, he got real as could be, and the stories that are in this book are true as shit. And the recipes, honestly, but I had a little excerpt that I wanted to read to you guys, but I didn't get to it because he was talking about his grandma, his I think he went on to say it was his auntie, his dad's sister, that kind of showed him how to do the barbecue and got him into that wanting to do it. But she really didn't want him into that style. So from the cookbook, he goes and it's like, I call her my granny, but Willie Mae Fields was my dad's auntie. She was the one that taught me how to barbecue and swore up and down, and I swore up and down to her that I would not go into the restaurant business. But Granny said, you're always going to have to be your own boss because you're too much of an asshole to work for anybody else.
Hey, she knew him best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not too much of an asshole, just too honest, just too real.
Yeah, I love
Yank-
that.
yeah.
Hey, she knew him the best. That's all I'm saying.
If y'all want to find his book, it's everywhere, but I'll put a link down in the description. You can-
Let me guess. You can find it on Amazon.
It is on Amazon. And
Buy
there
it
will
yourself.
That's where I ordered mine today.
So- A lot of useful information. A lot of just like not pep talk, but a lot of like people that are inspiring to be entrepreneurs. I know. I was just getting into it. It's like I know a lot of people out there that are they're small business owners or they're entrepreneurs or the people that want to get into barbecue. This guy went through a lot of information to people that are inspiring to go out there and chase their dreams.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, a lot of information, but the one thing he said the entire time, there's no get rich quick scheme.
You got to work your ass off.
There's not even a thing that you get rich. This is a work your ass off type mentality, and you keep working until you build a business. But even then, there's no guarantee you've gotten rich. You made it. You did your thing. Hey, your job is to build a business. You did that. Keep working it.
Yeah, somebody out there is listening right now. It's like you have to chase your dreams.
That's right.
Your dreams aren't going to chase you. You have to get out there and fight. And if it doesn't work out, keep fighting.
Yeah.
And if find a different method, learn, grow. I love where he said that he worked at other restaurants to learn what they're doing and then learn how
What not
to do.
Yeah, right. Hey,
So-
guess what? We're not serving 3-day ribs.
Right.
So
That would be bad.
Hey,
How much
guess
for
what?
one rib?
yeah, we're serving 1-day ribs.
So, guys, go back and I mean, we appreciate you guys listening along. Honestly, it's like
We're same-day ribs. I'm sorry, same-day ribs.
Okay,
We
we
know
get
what
it,
you
Jen.
meant.
We
sorry.
get it. Okay.
Yeah. I specify like, hey,
It's just-
Day of.
I'm
ribs.
just saying, hey, dude, this 17%er has fucking
messing
got me,
everybody
man.
up.
I know what's going on. Martin House, the Forbidden Fire, is 17% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
This is a whole deal.
Well,
man.
it's
I-
forbidden
I-
on podcast night. That's
Yeah,
damn fine.
I can't do that anymore. Like, what the hell just happened, man?
everybody go over there, slide over to the grabandthebrisket.com. That's honestly the best way you can kind of get a hold of us. So we're all over social media, so you can check us out. Send us messages. We're glad to respond and whatever questions you may have. I'm sorry if it's dumb, or I'm sorry if we
I
come
think-
back with some whatever. But we appreciate your support, definitely.
Your support. We appreciate
Support.
your
Support.
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 Okay.
God damn.
Stupid
Jeez Louise.
17% happening.
Before we cut out of this thing, can I share?
John's gonna
can
cut
I
all
share
this out.
something?
yes, you
Sure.
may.
Can I share something
Sure.
that I added to our sound effect board?
Let's go.
Oh, here we go. All right.
go.
But honestly, we all have buttholes, so we celebrate that.
You don't laugh. Let them hear. Let
Hey,
them hear.
Here.
Sorry.
But honestly, we all have buttholes, so we celebrate that.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot more of those clips after this interview.
It was after
Yeah.
I listened to that episode last week, and that's what I texted the group text. Like,
Yes, I was dying.
we all have buttholes.
Yeah. How did you record that? Did you record that off your cell phone?
I just took a clip out of our actual recording.
Oh, it sounds very muted.
I can turn it up. I mean, I just
Okay,
didn't want to.
don't even do it.
I could turn it up.
Hey,
For the love of God, James, close
we
us
all
out.
have buttholes.
Yeah, close us out,
Honestly,
James.
Hey, just
we
send it
celebrate
out.
that.
I think
Just send it.
everybody here at the table has buttholes.
Anyways, hey, can you just send it?
And
Just
some
send
people
it.
are.
Hey, guys, we appreciate the fact that you listen with us. We appreciate the fact you're here with our journey. We know the fact that, man,
Jan's drunk.
we're trying to fake it till we make it. We know that we're drinking 17% alcohol by volume alcoholic drinks and still
Yeah.
trying to do a podcast at the same time. But you know what? At the same time, we're real about it, but we appreciate every single listen. Thank you.
Yeah, and we love you guys, and we appreciate your support.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Smoke on.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebuster's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, Cooley Nation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue newsletter, and Dow Strong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.